Hey everyone, and hello to all the pageant fans all over the world, the universe rather, and to my old subscribers, to my new subscribers and returning viewers. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Before I start with today's episode, allow me to say thank you so much to everyone who showed continuous love and support. I really appreciate you guys. And if you're watching this episode right now and you're not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, what are you waiting for? Help me to grow this channel and to reach another milestone here in YouTube simply by clicking the subscribe button below and subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's been a while since the last time I filmed an episode for you guys, and I really miss filming a pageant content. So in today's video, let me share with you guys my Miss Universe 2022 hot picks. I divided this segment into two parts, the front runners and the underdogs. So without further ado, let's start this episode now. This is in no particular order. Let's start with Peru. Her beauty and body physique is definitely her strength in this competition. Admit it or not, she's still a contender for the Miss Universe crown. And I see Paulina Vega with her overall caliber. As early as today, I consider Peru as an early frontrunner in this year's competition. She is definitely a Miss Universe prototype. Next is Puerto Rico. She's a former Miss Florida USA and now representing Puerto Rico in Miss Universe competition. I have to say that Puerto Rico sent a very strong representative in this year's competition. This Latina is very fluent in English and she's oozing with self-confidence. The only opportunities that I noticed about Miss Puerto Rico is her consistency in choosing her styling and the best makeup that will suit her beauty and her skin color. Ashley Carino, Miss Puerto Rico, is a true frontrunner in this year's competition. Aside from their sash factor of having 5 Miss Universe winners in the past, her aura, projection, her stage presence is something that we have to look forward in the upcoming Miss Universe competition. Are we going to see another Zuleika Rivera prototype in Miss Universe this year? Let's all find out soon. Next is Philippines. Celeste Contesi, indeed one of the most beautiful faces that we send in Miss Universe competition. And right after her crowning moment in Miss Universe Philippines 2022, majority of all the pageant fans and pages already considered her as an early front runner. Not because she's Miss Philippines, but because of her overall caliber. But some pageant fans were not really impressed about her speaking ability up until now. But for me, it's just a minor issue that can be improved in the long run. What's really important for me is that she can deliver her message clear and concise, and she's also relatable. Admit it or not, Philippines has a higher chance in getting its 5th Miss Universe crown through Celeste Cortesi. This year's competition may be tough or challenging for some delegates, but not with Miss Philippines, because Celeste Cortesi's overall caliber is screaming for the Miss Universe crown. Next is Colombia. She is one of the top contenders for the crown. Given that this country has a very good sash factor in Miss Universe, it will not be a challenge for Miss Colombia to get the attention of everyone in the competition. I have to be honest that for me, she's also a Miss Universe prototype. She's a total standout amongst other Latinas in this year's competition. If ever she will win Miss Universe, I will not be surprised at all. But for sure, this Latina will get a good placement in this year's competition. Next is South Africa. I see her as a threat when it comes to Q&A. And I hope that you guys would also agree that South Africa has a very good track record when it comes to Q&A in Miss Universe competition. Another black beauty from South Africa is competing in Miss Universe competition. But is she better than Zozzy Bini Tunzi? I must say that she's more charming than Zozzy and more playful when it comes to her styling, and I like it. South Africa is not just an ordinary country anymore in Miss Universe. With their success in Miss Universe in 2017 and in 2019, plus a runner-up placement in 2021, this country is getting the hang of it. a truly performing country in Miss Universe beauty pageant. But this year's crown may not be in favor for South Africa. Next is Venezuela. After their runner-up placement in 2018, Venezuela is still having a hard time to penetrate in the top 3 of Miss Universe. But still, this country remains as a pageant powerhouse just like USA. This year's representative from Venezuela is definitely a stunner and one of the Latinas that we should watch out for. But then again, this year's edition of Miss Universe is pretty tough. So Amanda needs to elevate and really showcase herself in a different way, different from the past Venezuelan queens that we witnessed in the past. We need to see something new and not something that is being patterned from their past queens who competed in Miss Universe competition. Next is Brazil. Another stunner from the America region. But for me, I just have to be honest that she's a bit underrated for me. Maybe because her beauty is not that consistent. But I'm really impressed with her spontaneity whenever she speaks in English. As of this moment, I see her as part of the semi-finals, not with the crown yet. But who knows, she might steal the show in the finals night. Next is USA. USA has a lot of things to improve. First is her pasarela. Second is the way how she showcased her physical beauty. There are photos that were not appealing for me, like the photos that I'm showing you guys right now. She caught the attention of every pageant fans because of her crowning controversy and became more famous, especially to all the Pinoy or Filipino pageant fans because she's half Filipino. I put her as part of my front runners in this segment because of her sash factor. But to be honest with you, if you will ask me, I have to say that there's more deserving delegates compared to Miss USA. Next is Spain. I am such a fan of Miss Spain. Not because she can speak Tagalog or Filipino words, but because of her pleasantries. I haven't met her in person, but after watching her interviews online, I must say that Miss Spain is very warm and very welcoming. I also love her beauty and self-confidence. Miss Spain will surely do great in Miss Universe competition, and I wish to see her as part of the semi-finalists or maybe higher placement than that. Now let's talk about the underdogs. Let's start with Vietnam. So far, she has less of an impact for me. I find her beauty plain and simple. Her beauty is not striking for me at all. But what I like about Miss Vietnam is her overall styling. Vietnam has always been on top when it comes to styling. But I hate to say this, that after seeing all the delegates in this year's competition, I must say that Vietnam really needs to work hard if they want to secure a slot in the semi-finals. It will not be a walk in the park for Vietnam this year. Next is Thailand. Thailand never disappoints. Just like Vietnam, this country has a very good track record when it comes to styling and their national costumes. And just like Vietnam, this country somehow established their sash factor in Miss Universe. Thailand's representative in this year's competition is really gorgeous whenever she's fully glammed up. As a pageant fan, I am not mesmerized with her beauty. She may have the best glam team, but for me, she lacks of X factor. So far, I have to say that they have a higher chance to be part of the semi-finals. Winning a Miss Universe crown for Thailand is far from reality. Next is Cambodia. I did not consider her as a front runner in this year's competition because her beauty for me is not that consistent. And there's nothing special when it comes to her pasarela during her national competition. But I like the fact that she's very fluent in English. I still hope to see her landing as part of the semi-finals in this year's competition. Next is Indonesia. Indonesia's representative in this year's competition can definitely speak English and can express herself well, but lacks of conviction. The country Indonesia never penetrates a winning streak in the semi-finals. What I really admire about this country is their hard work, their efforts, and their dedication in trying their very best to win a Miss Universe crown. Being part of the semi-finals might be her higher placement in this year's competition. I have to be honest, I have to admit it, I hate to say this, but Lakshmi's caliber is far from winning a Miss Universe crown. Next is Italy. I love this girl so much, and her beauty reminds me of Andrea Tovar, who competed in Miss Universe in 2016 representing Colombia. I'm really looking forward to see her performance in the preliminary competition. In that way, I can also determine her possible placement in this year's competition. But as of this moment, I have to say that Miss Italy is a promising representative delegate in Miss Universe competition. Next is Aruba. She may not be as gorgeous as Miss Peru, or her beauty may not be that expensive as Miss Philippines, but for me, she has something to offer. She has personality. She can definitely speak with conviction. Just like Italy, I cannot really say what will be her possible placement in this year's competition. That's why I'm also looking forward to see her performance in the preliminary competition. But who knows, she may serve as a dark horse in this year's competition. Next is Guatemala. She is a pageant veteran and a Miss Grand International alumna. However, she's a bit underrated for me. Maybe because I'm not really impressed with her performance back in Miss Grand International 2020. She has a beauty and a very good communication skills, but for me, she lacks of X factor. Next is Mexico. I have to be honest with you guys that for me, this year's representative from Mexico was a bit of a downgrade when it comes to physical aspects. And as of this moment, I can sense that it will be a challenge for her to really step up the game, especially amongst other Latinas competing in this year's competition. She might also find it hard to penetrate in the semi-finals. And based on her uploaded photos online, I have to say that she lacks a proper styling. She's also missing that X factor, and that Miss Universe glow is not present on her. So that'll be all for today's episode here in my channel. Let me know what you think about this episode by putting a comment down below. That will be all for today. Always remember to stay kind, because you can never go wrong with kindness. I love you all.